Family, how's it going? It's Kyle Henderson of Bama Football on YouTube. Can I get a roll tide inside the comment box? Today is Sunday. It is January 11th. We are absolutely cooking. And before we get going, I really hope that you had an opportunity to rest, to get some sleep, to recharge for another monster week, okay? The transfer portal goes until the 16th. But remember, all right, just kind of a reminder that you can still land prospects after that period, right? You got to enter the transfer portal by that date. So there's going to be a lot to track. I would say that this week is going to be more action-packed than even this last week. So get your rest in, okay? Today on the show, I'm going to go over the latest on the portal combat window. I'm going to go over the main topics, keep you abreast of where things stand right now for Alabama as we enter another pivotal week of rebuilding and strengthening. Yes, strengthening the roster for the upcoming season. And I get it. Look, I am fully aware. And as you enter this day, I am fully aware it's been a little bit bumpy. Would you say? Like the month of January? Look, from January 1st, how long ago does January 1st feel? Does it feel like January 1st was like 2 months ago? So, I kind of start off by saying sometimes we tend to get in like a doom and gloom. And there's the peaks and there's the valleys, and it seems like we've kind of started out in a little bit of a valley. Am I right? Lose the game to Indiana, right? And you took it on the chin. It wasn't like, I think we would be okay if you lost that game by 10 points, maybe. It was a total butt kicking. So still kind of healing for that. That takes time. That takes a lot of time, okay? Now, the other item is like the transfer portal, and I'll be completely honest, there hasn't been slam dunks. And I think when the portal is open, I think that we, the fans, look at it as almost like signing day, right? When they're completely two different aspects. So, for example, are you seeing the transfer portal like this? Because sometimes I get caught like this, okay? We don't have the number one class, right? We're not paying enough for the players. We're not getting nice things. We can't get the best guys. It's completely different than signing high school players, right? The transfer portal is about getting guys in to make sure that they fit within the system. Getting guys in that can be plug and play. And I am going to go over the roster rundown again, just so you can see that there's guys returning. Because I think sometimes without visually seeing it, you're like, everybody left. Nobody good is coming back. Everybody's transferring out. You lost some guys for sure, right? Either because they're declared for the NFL draft, because they hit the portal, whatever it is. You still got dogs coming back, okay? So I get it. A little doom and gloom, but I'm going to walk you through this. I'm going to make sense of it. And let's start with portal combat. And I hope that you had an amazing Sunday. If you had the opportunity already to go to church, I hope that you had a great service. If you're doing a Sunday reset and you're listening on audio, I did the same thing this morning, right? Absolutely, did the whole reset, got the groceries. I'm loaded for this entire week because it is 100% going to be action-packed. And literally, this just came in. Alabama and Ole Miss will both host a transfer from Louisiana Monroe, Quay McBroom. All right, so I'll get him added to the board as we go forward. So news is always coming in. New offers are rolling in, and that's kind of a place that we will start out with. And then we'll talk about Ty Haywood, the latest on Hollywood Smothers, which I know you guys want the latest on Hollywood, and about Cam Coleman. All right, so I'll just, if you have to those are the two items you want, I got you covered on that. Caden Jones re-signed with the Alabama Crimson Tide. Carmelo O'Neal, he's a new prospect that committed yesterday. He's a safety out of Mercer. And then Red Morgan also re-signed. Are you going to get a re-signing announcement on every single player? Probably not. That doesn't mean that Alabama doesn't love them, that they don't want them. It's just maybe that player needed to re-sign another contract, or maybe another school was coming after them, okay? So let's kind of start right here with the new offers that are rolling in. And before I start show that, I want to thank the live sponsors right here. How to become a live sponsor, hit that join button. There's many different levels. that you can support Bama football on YouTube. If you like the content, if you like the structure, if you like the consistency and performance, think about becoming a show sponsor. I really, really appreciate you guys. Free to watch, not free to produce, but I love you guys in here. So thank you so much. And this is where I live full time. So thank you for your consideration in supporting the channel. And I will talk about Hollywood in just 1 minute. I'll come back to that. But let's kind of set the stage real quick. Here are the transfer portal commitments, okay? Because I think sometimes you need a refresh. You're like, there's so much news. Am I right? So starting off, here are the commitments that have committed to Alabama from the transfer portal. Again, this is not signing day, okay? This is about filling needs on your team, whether it's maybe a starter coming in, like a Caleb Woodson. I would say that this guy's a starter. Maybe some other guys are like, pieces that, are backup pieces, which are also important. And by the way, Ty Haywood has not committed yet. He has been predicted. So that keep your heads on a swivel, because he should be predicting at some point within today or tomorrow. This would be a big get for Alabama. So again, Josh Ford, Hollywood Smothers, going to talk about him in just a minute. Caleb Woodson in, Devin Tompkins in, Caden Strayhorn in, Ethan Tangle, your long snapper, your punter, your safety. And then, you know what? Jackson Shuttlesworth, who committed yesterday, it's important to note that he's a preferred walk-on. And then again, Ty Haywood has been predicted. I know, and you guys are like, another tight end? I get it. But you also have to think, number one, he's a preferred walk-on, and the other thing is, Alabama has 105 scholarships, so they can, there's going to be a ton of guys put on, right? Okay, portal targets. Let's go over this real quick. We got some new names, and we're always updating this. And if you see something, say something. If you think a prospect should be added, or a guy's name is not on here, throw it out inside the comment box, and we'll come back and we'll update it. Starting at the left, Ty Haywood, he has been predicted to Alabama from Michigan. Remember this? You're like, Ty Haywood? Yeah, Ty Haywood is back. And he's in town right now, okay? So he was a tackle that had originally committed in 2025 and then ended up signing with Michigan, and now he is back in the portal and predicted back to Bama, which is crazy. Talk about Cam Coleman in just a second, but he recently visited Tuscaloosa and loved his visit. And I think Alabama's in a good spot with him. I'm dead serious, okay? Javon Campbell, another name, is a defensive lineman out of Kentucky. Noah Rogers, this is a wide receiver out of North Carolina State that was on campus as well. And I don't think you look at like Noah Rogers or another wide receiver coming in as like you're not going to get Cam Coleman. You only have 5 wide receivers here. 5. You need guys. I would say you need like 3 wide receivers, maybe 4. So just be patient in that. There's a new name from Cal Poly, and I know you see Cal Poly, and you're like, oh, my God. So Rayson Delgatti, right? He's in from Cal Poly. That's a new offer. And, again, I'm like, just be patient here, and don't, like, jump to Cal Poly or Mercer and think that Alabama's loading up with, like, guys from lower-level teams. It doesn't work like that. They could be depth pieces. And some of these guys, think of, like, Trinidad Chambers, right? He didn't come out of the biggest program, and look what he did. So it's about getting the right guys, and you got to trust in the evaluations of a guy like Courtney Morgan. And if you think that his evaluations have been good so far with the freshmen that you've seen play, then you should feel the same way about the portal targets, in my opinion. Patriot Life, hooking everybody up with 10 fan funderships. Wow. So if you got a fan fundership, go ahead and thank Patriot Life. Patriot Life always taking care of the community. We appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much. You have a kicker that Alabama has offered as well out of Marshall. Another tight end. I know we're going to get 30 tight ends by the time this is all done. And then, interestingly, right here, and this will kind of segue perfectly into Hollywood Smothers, Alabama has shown interest to a running back out of Michigan State, all right? So Mekhi Frazier is in picture. I don't know if he's been officially offered, but this is kind of someone that Alabama is targeting. Now, Alabama, I think, has made it clear, right, that they want another running back to the running back room. So you're like, well, what the hell does that mean with Hollywood Smothers? Yeah, I got you, right? And it is confusing to think about, because if you're going after a running back, does that mean that you're not going to get Hollywood? And is this like an insurance, player with Mekhi Frazier? Actually, I was looking up Frazier. I'm not mad about him at all, okay? And you already have really good running backs, okay? So the latest on Hollywood is this. You can just right here at the bottom. The Sunday update, right, is that Alabama is still very much in play for Hollywood. And the last, this whole week, since Monday to Sunday, there's been a lot going on with Hollywood, okay? Hollywood Smothers, just to kind of rewind the tape, is a very productive running back from NC State. 939 carries, 160 yards, came in and committed to Alabama. I was super excited about it. I'm kind of have mixed emotions right now, and I'll explain why. And if you listen to the podcast this morning, I explain why. Because I want guys with a championship mindset instead of bag chasers. Now, is this guy a bag chaser? I don't know. It seems like everybody's a bag chaser in kind of this climate. But he committed to Bama on Monday. Felt it was be a good fit based on his production, what he's been doing at NC State. And then Texas came into play late in the week. Now, where it gets really confusing is he enrolled in classes. So, can you guys help me out? How does that even work? You enroll in classes, but you don't sign like financial paperwork, I guess. And he goes and takes a visit out to Texas. He did go to Texas. 100%. He was there. He went to Austin Friday night, Saturday. Okay. But I think, and look, should you take away the offer? I don't know. I mean, I think reactionary, yeah. But let's kind of back up a little bit. Does Alabama need a running back, another running back? I guess. Right? See, like Seth King is saying, they get $50,000 a visit. High school guys, I've heard, are getting 20 to 40. So this guy just got 50,000 additional. It's like going and getting like a car, right? But Bama's still in play, and I think Texas feels confident that they're going to get him and Raleek Brown in that class. But if we kind of back up the tracks, it would be a nice addition. I'll show you the running back room. You've seen it before, right? There's a new story out. The significance of re-signing Keelan Russell and Austin Mack. That's interesting too. Is like you're paying some of your players that have not played yet some of the most money on the roster, right? And Justin, I agree with you, bro. I mean, yeah, I said like 2 or 3. You need guys, right? Because we only got 5 on the roster from the receiving standpoint. I'm going to go over roster breakdown in a second, but I think you're right. You probably need 10 would be like you needed guys. You got 5 right here. So Bama's still in play, and I get it. It probably makes you maybe a little bit upset that Hollywood is still in play because maybe the fan in you is like, you want loyalty. I don't think there's loyalty at all. I think you just look at these players that are coming from the transfer portal as like 1-year guys that could fit into the program, and that makes it uncomfortable for college football fans because college football is about loyalty. You love your university, you love your program. That college is not NFL. In the NFL, you're more callous to this because guys are going everywhere often, right? It hurts a little bit if you've been following a player and he bounces out, but there's no more loyalty. No more, right? Guys don't care. Think about a perfect case is like Isaiah Horton, who's a great dude. Came here for 1 year because he had a friendship with Ty Simpson and was going to get fed, which he did, and now he's going to Texas A&M. We don't care. You don't care about the capstone. Good place, right? So let me ask you, now that you know that Bama is back in place and it's kind of either Texas or Bama, let me ask you, what do you think that Hollywood will do? And I'll go ahead and start a poll. And I'm just going to say Hollywood will end up at Bama. All right, this is going to be interesting. Bama, Texas, or I don't care. That's how I'm going to put it. And I think this will give us the outcome of this poll will kind of, in a small sample size, show us where college football is. Because I think the loyalty, people having a really big issue with that. Specifically, too, when I think fans are being asked by the university to help pay for these players, right? That's where it gets really, really messy. Because, like, if you get a message from, like, the athletic director, let me ask you, if the athletic director is asking you for you to contribute at a high, even a high value or a medium value, or, like, I don't know, $100, how do you feel about that? You're like, okay, yeah, but where is it going? And who is it going to? And is that player going to be here? And is this for like 1 year? Right? Yeah, I don't know. So we're kind of mixed right now, but I think this is kind of the world of college football. Like 48% feel he's going to go somewhere else. 33% still think maybe Bama. And then 21% is like, I don't know. And maybe that's like, I don't even care. Right? For whatever reason, I still kind of feel like they get this guy. So pretty interesting to see kind of how that works, right? And we'll continue to track it as it takes place. But let me know what you guys think inside the comment box. And this is something that we will monitor and we will continue to go over. But Hollywood Smothers, I don't know. I think you could take him, you could leave him. I think when you look to the running backs, as I'll show you in just a second, we'll go over it. All right. So, and I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much for kicking it with me today right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Today is Sunday. It is January 11th. We are absolutely cooking. We got 423 on, which I really appreciate you guys being here and kicking it with me inside the comment box. All right. So the portal commitments, we kind of went over this. Let me ask you this before I leave this screen and I go to the next screen. Out of these guys listed right here, and again, Ty Haywood on the bottom is predicted at this point in time. Do you feel like who's the biggest get right now? And you could add in Hollywood if you still think Hollywood's going to come here. Who's the biggest get for Bama right now? Who would you say? Like a guy, it necessarily doesn't even have to be like a starter. But who would you say is like the biggest guy, the biggest get? I've asked this a few times, and I'll continue to ask it as well. Oh, wow. Breaking news. Breaking news is out there on Cam Coleman. Wow. Crazy. All right, you guys aren't going to like this, but this is just in from the guy who breaks everything, the main man, Hayes Fawcett. And the news is out there that Cam Coleman has committed to Texas. So Cam Coleman to Texas. Oh, man. What do you guys think? Sound off inside the comment box. Wow. And this is coming after, the visit to Bama. This is gigantic news. This is the number one player in the transfer portal. And I think Texas, you look at the recent events that have just happened with Hollywood Smothers. You look at the fact that they beat Alabama basketball last night. You look at the fact that, man, this is huge. Cannot believe this. Wow. Give me 1 second. Wow, what do you guys think? I'm going to have to do some editing on the back end. Sound off inside the comment box. Breaking news. Breaking Cam Coleman to Texas. All right, I'm going to put it on the board. I'm going to talk about that and highlight that. Just give me 1 second. Wow, crazy. Whew, man. Incredible news today. Number one prospect in college football. In the portal. Wow. 1 second, fam. Gonna do a reset here in just 2 seconds for this breaking news. I was wondering when it would happen. Wow, crazy. What do you guys think? Do they get Cam and you think they get man, what a blow. All right. What do you guys mean no headline yet? This is from Hayes right here. I mean, Hayes is the guy. Okay, let's do a quick reset real fast, and we'll do Cam Coleman to Texas. All right, and the guy with the scoop, of course, is Hayes Fawcett. You follow him on social media. I mean, if you're into the transfer portal stuff, he's got you covered, okay? All right, let's do it. All right, 3, 2, 1. Family, what's going on? It's Kyle Henderson of Bama Football on YouTube with some breaking news regarding Cam Coleman. Cam Coleman has committed to the Texas Longhorns. This comes in broken by Hayes Fawcett of On3 today on Sunday, January 11th. Now, Cam Coleman did take visits to Texas Tech. He took visits to Texas A&M, to Texas, and then to Alabama this past weekend. Alabama felt good about its chances. He had a fantastic time, as most prospects do. You're talking about the number one player in the transfer portal, and Texas comes out on top. I think my initial reactions to Cam Coleman picking Texas, look, Texas is a program that clearly has all the financial resources available to get a prospect like this that was going to demand maybe up to $4 million. Did Bama want to go all in? I think so. Could Bama go all in? I don't know. I mean, those are two different things, right? And I think a player like this, and I've been asking inside the comment box, and I think he is a fantastic get. I mean, he's the number one player. But let me ask you this inside the comment box as you're thinking about Cam Coleman. Do you think that Cam Coleman, if Bama was to get him, that Bama instantly wins a national championship because of getting one particular player? You see what I'm saying? Is he that dynamic that you get Cam Coleman and you instantly win a national championship? Because the way that I am viewing it, and I think this is a loss, and I think, credit to Texas, and I think, it is a bad look because from the staff's perspective, you don't get this guy. You need Bama to close on a big dog, right? You need Bama to get somebody in. I mean, think about this. Like, Texas they could be taking Hollywood. They just took Cam Coleman. They beat Alabama last night in basketball, right? I think this is another blow. But let's look at it this way. If Cam Coleman comes in, does Bama win a national championship? Automatically. So here's what I'm saying as I kind of walk you off. And no way to spin it. This hurts. I don't like this, okay? But I think you use that money and you start putting it to, number one, like you have retention. Number two, it's like you spread it around with guys that can come in and are not bag chasers and are guys that can buy into the mentality of the program, right? You get some veteran linemen. I'm getting some linemen, but I think about this too, fam. How disappointed? Let me ask you this: why I'm going through this, right? Yeah, it's been out. He just committed. This is from Hayes Fawcett, by the way. Follow him if you want. Like this is the king of the transfer portal. All right. So this is official. This is out there. Okay, everybody's talking about it. I mean, you can go to any of your sources. I mean, look, you want me to switch it up real quick? All right. We'll go to Pete Thamel, all right? You guys trust Pete Thamel? All right, here we go. We'll go Pete Thamel on this. All right, look, Pete Thamel. I mean, wherever you want to get it, I mean, it's out there. How disappointed are you on a scale of 1 to 10? How disappointed are you on a scale of 1 to 10 that the staff couldn't close someone like this? Like, what does it say? And be honest, do you feel that Bama is broke? Do you think that Bama can't have nice things? Hey, and I'll get to the super chat in just a minute. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Man, absolutely huge news. I mean, because I think this is going to feed into the narrative that people are like, Bama is broke. Bama can't, have a guy like this. I kind of look at it and like, maybe that's the case. But also I'm like, spread that money around. Get guys that can buy into the championship mindset that Coach Kalen DeBoer wants to develop. And also like start getting some dogs like in the trenches, specifically the offensive line. So I think it is a blow on the scale of like disappointment. Yeah. Do I want a Ferrari? Yes. But like you have to be realistic too. You got wide receivers. You need more wide receivers. But this guy, let me tell you, fam, this guy is not good. Look, congratulations to him. And I think he's a wonderful player. I really do. He had some drops against Bama. But let me ask you this. Does he come in? I would say this too, fam. Texas, they got the guys for sure. They didn't even make the playoffs. And I'll go with this. Like one guy, like even at the wide receiver position, you have to be careful about going all in. And people are going to be mad about what I'm about to say. But the last two guys that Alabama has gone all in, they've had struggle seasons. Okay. The approach that is working right now is this Indiana method, what they're doing. Getting guys that can come in that are veterans. Who gives a you-know-what about the star status? Can you come in? Can you buy into the program for this year to fit in where we need you to? And let's cook, right? And I think that's the method that is working right now. Because you go all in with this guy, you're not going to get the other pieces. And let me tell you this. This is you're going to be I'm curious, okay? Everybody's talking about Cam Coleman. And this is a guy. I get it. But why is nobody talking about re-signing Yanzi Pierre? And think about this. Yanzi Pierre, nobody's talking about him. Nobody. The guy led the team in quarterback sacks. The guy is one of the most dominant players on the defense. That is the guy that you need to equate some money to. Fromm points out this. Okay, yeah, so let me ask you this. This is interesting. Fromm, and I'll get to some super chats in just a second. Fromm points out that he wanted a proven quarterback. This is interesting. And because you do look at the quarterbacks, you got Texas Tech bought theirs. Texas has Arch Manning, and you have Marcel Reed as well, right? But when you look to Bama, you do have quarterbacks. They just don't have experience yet, right? That's an interesting point. Why else do you think that Cam Coleman didn't pick Bama? I thought one of the inside tracks, to be honest, would be that Alabama had, the offensive coordinator / wide receiver coach Derek Nix. I thought that would help. Alabama needs wide receivers. They only have 5, right? Oh, man. But look, is it a blow? Yeah, it's a blow. I want nice things. I do. But I also want to be able to be financially responsible and be able to, take care of, like, buy groceries and, pay my mortgage. And, you're not going to always get a Ferrari. Sometimes you are. But I think it's about, sometimes it's about how you drive the car too. And last I saw, Texas didn't make the playoffs and Alabama did. So sound off inside the comment box what you think about Cam Coleman going to Texas. Wow, big news, obviously, on this Sunday. Give me 1 second, and then we'll continue with our program. Woof, man. I was wondering when that would come. I'm glad that it came out. I think it is kind of a blow for Bama fans because I think Bama fans are taking this as another loss, right? Let me get this up on the other side, and then we'll continue. Oh, man. All right, so we got 5 wide receivers. Can you name them inside the comment box? All right, 1 second. We're about to go. We'll get back to it in just a second. I thought Bama had a shot. I did. I'm not gonna play and be like, yo, I didn't think they were never not in it. I thought, Bama has a shot to get everybody, and them not getting him today, we'll move on. We got wide receivers here. We got really good wide receivers here. I'm about to pull up a graphic that'll kind of demonstrate the wide receivers that Alabama has, and we'll run over some roster management. But I think, man, what's really going to be weird is if Texas takes Cam, and then they all what if Texas takes what if Texas takes Cam, takes Hollywood, beat Alabama in basketball? You know what I'm saying? Oh, man. Shoot. That's wild. All right. 1 second. We'll get going. Absolutely wild Sunday as Cam Coleman has officially picked Texas. And thanks again. If you're just kicking it in, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for kicking it with me today. News as it happens right here on Bama Football on YouTube. I hope you're having a blessed Sunday wherever you are, and appreciate it. So Cam Coleman picks Texas over Bama, Texas Tech, and Texas A&M. Woo! All right. Before I leave this slide right here, yeah, people pissed off. Let me ask you, yeah, and this is official. I mean, it's official. So I know a lot of people coming in. Cam, let me get a little banner up. Cam Coleman picks Texas. Because people are going to be like, yeah, Seth, we've been talking about this for, I already have a video up. It's like 10 minutes ago. It's official. So let me ask you guys, why do you think that Cam, so we had Fromm come in with the super chat. But my question is, for you inside the comment box, why do you think that Cam didn't pick Alabama? Like, give me 4 reasons. Like, you don't have to come up with all the 4 reasons, but let's think about this. Why didn't he pick it? Was it that he had more money? Right, more money from Texas. Was it a better quarterback? Okay, let's write these down, and we'll do a quick poll on it. Okay, so more money, come again. Okay, so money. All right, quarterback, proven quarterback. What's 3? What's a third? Super chatting with the Bama boy says this, hey guys, we can't miss. We never had Bama, just don't have the same type of funds to dish out as the process. Yeah, I mean, look, Indiana's cooking. They got Mark Cuban, right? Okay, so money. Okay, so we got money and quarterback. What else you guys got? Okay, so far that's been it. Okay, Sark. I like that one. We'll add it. Okay. And on the poll, I'm not gonna list money. We'll list other ones just to see, because clearly money's coming in. Okay, so I got quarterback. I got Sarkisian. What else? Bone Thugs. Yeah, yeah, Philip. I was wondering if you would get that, dog. I've been listening to a lot of Bone Thugs lately. Is that crazy? Let's see. Coaches, O-line. Oh, I like that. Okay, let's say O-line. I'm going to just put that. I don't think that'll be in it, but maybe. Okay, I'm looking for one more. Okay, Better City. Ooh, Tory Better City. Oh, okay, maybe we might put that. Austin, you rather live in Austin than Tuscaloosa? Oh, DeBoer? Okay, well, I think that goes. How about this? Do you think this is a realistic one? Oh, no state income tax. Ooh, that is smart. Oh, I think that is really smart. Should we put that one? No income tax. Man, you guys are good. No state income tax. as I'm writing on it on my new insurance card. All right. No state income tax. Okay. Better coaches, better ingredients, better pizza, right? Coaches. Let's see. Another super chat in from 19 Dion. He says Bama wasn't willing to outpay Texas. Truth is, we're good at wide receivers, not so good at running backs and offensive line. And offensive line, yo, Dion, I like this, dog. Like, I'm not trying to say everything's going to be okay. This sucks, okay? But the more I started thinking about it, I was like, yo, we need offensive linemen. Cam Coleman is dope, but I don't think that he's going to help Alabama win a championship. I think an offensive line that has a bunch of dogs and some running backs that can hit the hole, that is the proven method. Now, look, you look at the teams playing in the national championship. You got what? Malachi Tony, monster. You got all those wide receivers for Indiana are so nasty, okay? But it starts up front. A commitment to pass rush, Miami. A commitment to run the ball. Did you know that Miami and Indiana each ran the football 50 times in the semifinals? They ran the football 50 times against Bama. There's a method to it, right? Okay, so let me get this poll up real quick because I'm curious to see what you guys say. All right, so these are the options I'm going to come up with. You guys did a great job, by the way. Okay, so let's see. Why did Cam Coleman not pick Bama? Why did Cam Coleman not pick Bama? Okay. All right. Money's obvious, okay? So I'm going to write proven quarterback. Call it what it is, right? Proven QB. Sark. I'm going to put Sark over DeBoer. Okay? Over DeBoer. Okay? Let's see. Offensive line, I guess. Ooh, Promise is a good one. Offensive line, or I'm just gonna say better city, something else. Better city. Oh, you know what I'm gonna say? All the above. All right. Oh, over Grubb is a really good thing. Okay, I'm gonna put Sark over DeBoer / Grubb. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Poll has started. Go ahead and vote. I should have put the income tax too, man. Yeah, thank you for the super chats. If you hit us with the super chat, I'll come back and sneak up on it. I appreciate you guys kicking it with us as we break this news. Cam Coleman has officially committed to Texas. I'm glad it happened. Like, just tell me. I don't want to drag on, right? Just tell me, and we can move past it, right? One more time, Bama Boy says, "Hey guys, we can't miss what we never had. Bama just don't have the same type." That's a good way to look at it. And I appreciate the super chat, man. Thank you so much. Yeah, look, look. Okay, so let's go on to look at some roster management and a couple of other points of detail. So far, it's been all the above, all over the above. That's what I put. I didn't even put all the above. I put all over the above. None of the above Byron has. What would you say then, Byron? Why did he pick Texas over Bama? All right. So, yeah, that is oh, man. I wanted a Ferrari. Okay. Well, these are the guys that we got. How depressed. Look. Yo, how about going from Cam Coleman? Now, look, I'm going to make sense of it, and I know, like, come on. Let's look at it. But how sad is it to go from, like, Cam Coleman, the number one player, and I'm like, okay, back to the guys that we got. Look, and by the way, Ty Haywood over here is predicted. We're waiting on him. That would be nice. That would be a nice pickup when he commits. Hopefully he does. I was just asking you too. Okay. Who would you say is the top commitment from the portal class right now for Bama? Go ahead and post. Ryan Williams gonna be better this year than Cam, honestly. Kid's potential in the mix between. See, I've never sold on Ryan Williams. And people have called me crazy for that. Thanks for the super chat. I just think the playmaking ability there is just tremendously high, right? So I'm like, I'm not going to sell on somebody because I already seen it happen. I just think, to be honest, and I don't know this for sure, I think that sometimes when you get like a new OC and you get like some receivers, they might not mesh personality wise. Grubb didn't, correct me if I'm wrong. We'll have to go back and look at this. But didn't Grubb kind of have, you know, the communication was a little bit weird with some of the wide receivers at Seattle? I think I saw that. I think Ryan Williams would be fine, to be 100% honest. Okay, so I'm going to say my top guy in the portal right now is probably I'm going to go with Caleb Woodson. You needed Caleb Woodson as a veteran inside backer. You don't necessarily need a running back. You needed a punter. I might go with the punter as the next guy, to be honest. I might go Caleb Woodson and then the punter. I'm talking like the portal is needs. It's not like signing day, right? And that's a good point. Big Matt points out inside the comment box. He's like, look, DeBoer has beat Sark. Yeah, right? Isn't he 2-0 against him? But I'm talking like, you know, that's a really good point. Jay Boogie's going for Ethan Tangle. Yeah, yes, I'm going for punter. Because this isn't like, I'm telling you, it's about filling needs. Like, you don't have a good punter. You don't have a good long snapper. You're in trouble. You want to go out there with having no punter? No, thank you. All right, I got to update the top banner too, so everybody hang on tight. Man, wild news. Someone read that super chat out for me. Just kidding. Breaking news, Cam Coleman picks Texas. All right. Couple super chats to read through. Kay says this. It's all about the money. It's all about the Benjamins, right? No more loyalty on college football, even for people you recruit out of high school. Hopefully, we redirect Cam money and sign some big dogs in the trenches. That's what I'm going with, man. That's what I'm going with, 100%. And I appreciate the super chat, Case. Always in the corner, man. Let's see what 4849 says. I strongly disagree. Cam is a freak of nature. Ryan is good, but I was drafting. I would take Cam every time. Okay. This is a really good point. Okay. And by the way, you don't have to agree with everything that I say on here. Like, it's cool. Like, it's fine. It's open mic. But I think, do I draft? I think most everybody would say, yeah, I'm drafting Cam over Ryan. Okay. Probably. For sure. But I think, like, that is not where Alabama's issues are right now. I'm arguing that Alabama's issue is at the offensive line. I think some of, the mentality and the portal isn't about just, like, grabbing everybody, and because you're not going to be able to afford, like, these top guys, but it's about getting a guy like a Carmelo O'Neal. I don't know if this guy starts or not. I don't even know if Keon Sabb or Bray Hubbard comes back. But can this guy step up and have the mentality? He's 6'4", 200 pounds, right? Adam Watford. You got to be able to get a guy like that. He's a punter, right? So, yeah, I think Cam is a difference maker. And to be honest, Matt, or 48, 49, this is what I think too. I think this is it. I think the only reason that Bama really needed Cam Coleman, listen to this, is for a brand boost right now because everyone's kind of sad. Just lost to Indiana. Basketball team just lost. You're not getting good things. People think that Bama's broke. All you needed was him from like a boost. But like realistically, you needed a punter, a long snapper, a linebacker, and guess who else you need? You need to announce that Yanzi Pierre has got paid. And I know that news isn't going to go viral, but if you lose Yanzi Pierre, you're in deep doo-doo. We got wide receivers. You want to see the wide receivers? You're like, oh man. All right, let's look at the wide receivers. I got it all loaded up. All right, here are the receivers, okay? These are the receivers you got. And by the way, the grad years are updated for like this coming year. All right. You got Ryan Williams, Rico Scott, Lazier Brooks, Derek Meadows, and Sedary Morgan. You got your starting wide receiver pieces. You need additional pieces as well, like 5 to 7 more guys. Receivers aren't hard to get, okay? Yo, I'm telling you, Ryan Williams turns it up, good to go. Rico Scott, 23 miles an hour. Lazier Brooks, menace. Derek Meadows, development. Sedary Morgan, this guy's coming in. He's a big dude, right? We got our pieces right here, okay? That's not the issue, okay? Let me show you, okay? This is the issue over here, the wolf position. You lose Yonze Pierre, you can't get him re-signed. I don't know if this guy's coming back. This guy just has a neck injury, and thank God he's okay. Imagine if you can't re-sign Yonze. Put your hand over those two. You got just Justin Hill. That's why I'm saying Yonze Pierre. I know you guys would rather have, 80 yards receiving than you would 2 quarterback sacks, but that's how I see it. Big loss. Okay. This is the other thing. Here's the offensive line. Look at this graphic, okay? What's up, Tyrese? How you doing? Tyrese in there. Sweet lady. Kyle's coping. Kyle's hurting. Kyle's crying. I'll be there when he's coping. I'm just kidding. What's up, Tyrese? I see you, dog. How many more times are you going to say it? I think what you need is offensive linemen. So this is where we stand right now. And if you get Ty Haywood in, right, who would be a new transfer, right, all you need is some veterans, okay? You need some veterans in the room. I cooked up this other graphic looking at the Alabama offensive line just to show you. So if Ty Haywood does come in, right, this is one of my favorite graphics I've cooked up. Let's see where it's at. This one. I need help on this. So how would this look? And someone brought up some really great points last night about maybe moving Michael Carroll over to right guard and then putting putting Jackson Lloyd maybe at right tackle. I don't know, right? But this is where you need. Look, how would you guys feel if we played a game this weekend and we went out there with this offensive line? And again, Ty Haywood's predicted. Do you feel good with this, or would you rather like put some money to a veteran offensive lineman? I don't know. Do you guys like this? Let's see what Tyrese says. Tyrese back again. What's up, dog? He says, Kyle, I'm going to be honest, dude. We can't even have top portal prospects that aren't even taking visits. Your number one running back is visiting Texas. Yeah, I think from the money aspect, this is where you got to be able to be like, are we overspending? And I'll tell you something, and you guys aren't going to like this, but I think it's about how this is crazy. But I think Bama, the old way of recruiting was paying these freshmen egregious amounts of money, hoping that they sit and wait, and you're dedicating a lot of money there. Where is now it's about paying, like, who cares what the rating is, right? Because players develop at different rates, right, once they have experience. So now it's about paying those players. But you look at Alabama's, freshman class, those guys aren't cheap, right? So I think that's kind of something to think about as well, is that I think you're paying freshmen a ton of money, hoping that they wait, when the truth is the freshmen come in here, they might play a little bit, but they get stamped with Bama, and then they can go somewhere else. It's wild. It's a nasty world. So if you're just joining us, we're kind of resetting the table. We got to add Cam Coleman over here because he just committed to Texas. But here's some other guys that have went elsewhere. And this kind of hurts too. But look, former 5-star Jordan Ross committed to LSU. What do they have? Cash. Jimothy Lewis, watching the film, I didn't think this guy fit anyways. Brock Riker signed with Penn State. This was surprising. I would have liked this guy, to be honest. Tony Diaz signed with Iowa. Weren't you surprised by that? And then you had Jacarius Peaks. Didn't even take a visit, right? Didn't even take a visit. And then you have Chester, who's going to be going to Mississippi State. So that's kind of like, where we're at. Let's do, what we'll do is let's look. I'm going to ask you guys, okay? Let's go over, okay, this is theoretically what the offense could look like. I wasn't going to show you guys this graphic, but here we go. And again, Ty Haywood over here is predicted. Not signed, hasn't committed, but let's just say he commits. And do you think that Strayhorn is even going to play center? I don't know. Who plays center? And you guys could switch this up as well. If you feel an offensive lineman plays a different position, let me know. It's all good. Do you guys like this offense? Not really? How do you guys feel about this offense? I think from the offensive line standpoint, it makes me a little nervous. Oh my God! Make it stop! Oh my God! Oh my God! You're not gonna like this. I told you to follow Hayes. Oh my God, fam. Ugh. Yo, ugh. Oh my God. More breaking news. Hollywood Smothers has just flipped from, this is official from Hayes. Follow him, I'm telling you. Hollywood Smothers has just flipped from North Carolina to Texas. Wow. Crazy. Oh my God. Wow, double punch from Texas. Oh my God. Okay. Oh shoot. All right. I don't know, fam. That one's not. Jeez, I don't know. What do you say? How you guys feeling? Oh my God, bro. Terrible. Oh, that's it. Wow. And that's official as well. So, uh, that's it. Wow. Hollywood Smothers, man. You want to type cooked inside the comment box if you think Bama's cooked? We got our Texas fans too. Texas fans were trying to get me to jump into the portal at one point. I was actually offered to work with Texas a long time ago. But this old boy's here. Don't worry. Let's make sense of it. Let's let everybody get checked in. This is from Hayes Fawcett, the official newsbreaker of the transfer portal. Definitely give him a follow. Oof, man. All right. Okay, so let me ask you. So there's been a lot that has happened, okay? Um, and if you're just joining us, I'm gonna get a new graphic up so I can kind of, I like to package the information together. And by the way, if you're new here, I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much. Covering Rome burning down live on TV. It's not for everybody, but I choose to live in this lane, and we'll see what Kalen DeBoer can do. All right, I'm cooking up a graphic on this other side. Texas, what's a good title for this? Texas takes two. Texas takes two. I don't know. Oh man, Cam Coleman. All right, 1 second. Should be done with this in just a second. What do you guys think? Let me ask you the same question. Why did Hollywood Smothers pick Texas? Why did Hollywood Smothers pick Texas? And look, I told you that I was shocked that Alabama was able to even get a running back. Because I was like, what the hell did they tell this man to be able to get him to commit to Bama when Bama finished 125th in the country? Do you think this was just money? Or do you think it was something else? Do you think, let me ask you this, probably money, right? I think if you had to like put it like in a bucket, but how much do you think kind of fell into the fact that Alabama didn't have a commitment to running the ball? I'm dead serious. I mean, because you know that I think that probably had something to do with it. I don't even know what to put for the bottom half of this next graphic I'm cooking up. Like outside of money, what would you think? Let's go over this in detail. All right. I think that's straight. That should be sufficient for now. All right. You're watching it burn down, fam. All right. Let's make sense of it real quick. And I appreciate you guys supporting me right here, on Bama Football on YouTube. So if it's just, if you're new to the channel, whatever, I appreciate you guys being here. Break news down as it happened and try to make sense of it. Sometimes, we can play therapy here. Sometimes we can walk you off the ledge. And sometimes you just have to be like, yo, it is what it is. You took it in the teeth, okay? So if you're just joining us, the latest news is this. And that is within the last, hour that we've been on, Texas has landed Cam Coleman. And then just now, Hollywood Smothers has just officially flipped as well. These are significant pieces in the transfer portal, and I'm going to kind of explain to you my take, but I want to hear from you on a couple different topics because I think you see these as immediate losses. Well, number one, you had Hollywood for 1 day, right? Or for like 6 days or whatever it was. And then you never had Cam Coleman. So you're kind of missing like what we don't have, right? um, would these guys, make Alabama have a better offense? I don't know. Let's start. Let's talk about Hollywood Smothers real quick because this just came in. And by the way, Texas has just taken 2. Okay, so if you're here and you're just like, what's happening? Hollywood Smothers did flip. Let me write that on the bottom. Cam picks Texas. Smothers flips. I think with a guy like Smothers, this guy, this was the same guy, okay, that on his signing day, right? I showed you the graphic. That you want to talk about loyalty and good luck, Texas fans. I mean, make sure you guys sign him because this is what he did on signing day. Do you guys remember this? When this young man was signing, he picked up a Bama hat on his signing ceremony. I promise you. And he put the Alabama hat on. Yo, I'm telling you, I think this guy has loyalty issues. Put on a hat, a Bama hat, and then launched it off and then picked Oklahoma. Only to then sign with North Carolina. And then he went from Oklahoma to North Carolina State and then picked Bama, committed to Bama, right? And then after that, since Monday, then he goes and takes a visit to Texas and then flips to Texas. And people are saying about Coach Kapilovic, I see nothing about Coach Kapilovic out there. I mean, to my knowledge, Coach Kapilovic is still recruiting for Bama. So I haven't seen that. But why do you think that Hollywood is that just a bad case? I think that's probably a little bit easier, right? Oh man, this is tough. Tough news. All right, I think we got another super chat coming in. 19 Dion says, "I'm sorry, I think it's Grub. If I'm Texas, I'm showing potential. Running back subjectively, yeah, Grub historically not focused on the run." That's kind of what I was wondering. Like outside of money. So this is my question to you inside the comment box. Outside of money being an issue, like why don't you think Hollywood chose Bama? Right? I think the run. I was like, man, this team just finished 125th in the run. You're telling me that this guy wants to come over here? Like, you think he's because he ran for almost 1,000 yards, and I don't know if he runs for 1,000 yards. I mean, because they got Raleek Brown as well, right? I don't know. And look, Carnival Cruise guy might be right as well. You can load up, but we've seen that buying a team does not necessarily it can have some downsides as well. I'm gonna say this, okay? Hollywood Smothers, 100%, 100 million%. I think Bama dodged a bullet here, 100%. I have kind of a bad feeling about this dude. Okay, Cam Coleman. Okay, you didn't get the Christmas present that you wanted. You're gonna be fine. That's exactly what I'm gonna say. How much do you think is on DeBoer and Grubb? Or do you think Grubb? I mean, both these guys are offensive guys. Do you think that how much do you think Grubb is impacting this? I'm dead serious. Like 1,000,000% serious. Do you think how much do you think cuz think about this. This is Grubb's first time in the transfer portal. And Dirtbike, I agree, man. I don't think we're cooked by any means. We'll go over the roster management and you'll feel better. Do you think that Grubb is impacting this, or do you think that it's just a bag chasing game? Ontario, what's up, man? I appreciate the super, bro. We still have Morgan and Crowell coming. Smothers and Coleman chose money over brand. Yeah, I agree with that. Now that the money is freed up elsewhere, we're good. People saying Grubb. I don't know. You got to wonder how, you know, how Grubb is kind of playing into this when they meet with, the agents and they talk to the players. I think money. I think maybe Grubb has a little bit to do with it. It does. Cameron brings up a really great point. So Cameron is right. He had a running back that ran the ball, but if you look, Cameron, the times he was at Fresno, the times he was at Washington, even that year, oddly enough, they finished 105 in the run, and then they finished 28 out of 32 last year at Seattle, and then 125 out of the entire nation right now. So it's like, and I find this interesting. It's like the Seattle Seahawks. You follow the NFL? Seattle Seahawks just cut bait with Ryan Grubb, and you're telling me now they won the NFC. The NFC? I don't think there's any coincidence there. I think it's 100% the fact that that Grubb was a common denominator there. Dirtbike, I agree with you, dude. I didn't really have a good feeling about Hollywood, to be honest. I think Short Game's right. This does look bad on the surface because Alabama's in play. They get a visit. You know what? Let me ask you this. How much do you think these players kind of leveraged going to Bama to get paid more? You see what I'm saying? Hey, I'm going to go to Bama. I'm going to commit to Bama unless you give me more money. And with those programs having as much money as they want, go all in. How much did Texas spend on these two? Oh, man. All right. So, to make everyone feel better. And this hurts. So let's let it process, okay? Um yeah, it sucks. Maybe 5 million to like together. 7 to 8 million. I'm dead serious. What do you guys think? Man, crazy. All right, let's go over the roster management real quick and kind of look at in detail like who's coming back, right? Because I guarantee you're like, well, who's coming back? Like, what do we got cooking? So let's go over roster management real quick, and then, we'll see where we're at that point in time. Yeah, but there's a lot to chew on right now. I get it. I totally understand it. Not happy about it either. Okay, just to be honest. I mean, I covered the team professionally. It works out better when they do better. All right. Not good. Okay, so let's go over kind of roster management real quick. All right, we'll take this out. Okay. All right, we'll start with the quarterbacks and be like. So what I want you to do when we run through the roster real quick, be looking at which areas of need that Bama needs to go back into the transfer portal for. Okay, we'll do this real quick. Okay, here's your quarterbacks. Right, you know who your quarterbacks are. You got Jet Tamala, Tatum Caldwell, 2 freshmen that are in the tank. Okay. We're good there. These little contract icons, that means that the player has officially like signed or re-signed. I don't know if we get re-signing announcements for all players, but that's just kind of a graphic that I came up with. All right. Yes, and Ty Haywood's still in play for Bama, 100%. I don't know. Nate's saying that Bama's not going to be very good next year. I don't know. Let's look at the roster and you guys tell me. Okay, so the running back room, clearly you take out Hollywood, and this is what the running back room looks like. I would imagine that Bama still has goes after another running back. How we feeling? Okay, let's do this real quick. How do you feel about the quarterback room on a scale of like 1 to 10? You feel good about it, right? Everybody knows is like the guy who has least experience is the better guy, right? That's how football always works. Austin Mack, Keelan Russell, feel good about it. Unproven guys, right? But I think we're good at the quarterback position. Okay. Scale of 1 to 10, how you guys feeling right there? 8.5. Okay. High marks, 6 to 8. Let's call it a 7.5, right? Bama Viper saying 4. What's up, Bama Viper? C Rob is saying capping the rev share was pointless with no cap on NIL. I know. So stupid. 100%. Okay. Everyone's feeling good about the quarterbacks. 100%. Okay. Running back room now without Smothers. Bama's going to add another guy here, clearly. They're already targeting the guy from Michigan State. Same question. Running back on a scale of 1 to 10. And in the meantime, I'll read out Alex right here. If we don't win on the field, this is what's happened. Yeah. Low transfer class. Give it time. It'll be top 10 in high school recruiting with the coaching staff, ain't it? You know what, Alex? I want to ask you this and be thinking about this too, man. Is like, how much do you think that it's now about working the portal more than like high school? Do you think is like high school recruiting is still always going to be a thing, but it's like it's more about the vets. Okay. Okay, you're good. I think we're straight here. All right, what we got? The receivers. We need receivers, clearly, right? We got 2 guys that have re-signed. I don't know if they make an announcement on like Ryan Williams. Like, did you really have to sign like re-sign him? Like your highest paid player? I don't know. Um, let's see. pretty good wide receivers, though, to be honest. I mean, we got some guys in there. That's what I think, JTL. I think recruiting is dead. High school recruiting is dead. I think you kind of spend some research towards there, but I think it's all about working the portal and getting vets. That's my opinion, bro. Like, do you really care about – I can't believe there's, like, articles about 2027 recruiting, 2028 recruiting, and people still getting fired up. Are you kidding me? You think those guys are going to come in and then wait and then sit and get developed? No, the game has changed. No. Yo, I know, look, the biggest area of need right now for Bama, the biggest area of need for me, okay, is tight end. I think that we need at least 6 more tight ends, okay? I want at least 14 tight ends in this room, and I'm not going to be happy about it until we got at least 14 to 15 tight ends. Okay. I want so many tight ends that it's like the entire when the guys are in the line that they don't, some of the guys don't even get reps. Okay. I want 6 more tight ends to where, like, if we're in one line and Danny Lewis is first, then Shuttlesworth over here, he ain't even gonna catch a pass because I want that many tight ends. Load them up. Load them up. Okay? Not happy about we need more tight ends, okay? I'm just really disappointed that this graphic isn't full of more tight ends. You think it's because of Grubb? I'm just kidding. Do you think that Danny Lewis comes back? Poor dude had to have surgery. Man, I don't even know this dude, Jack Samarco? What? And this dude better grow a mustache. Yo, Josh, if you see this video, bro, please grow a mustache. Just a mustache, okay? And then just kind of taper off the sides a little bit more. Keep the mullet. Stash, and people love a good, like, Robbie Oots type dude. And Jackson Shuttleworth, we might have to get you a little haircut too. Don't we still have the barbershop? Cody, what's up, dog? Cody says this. Maybe Bama's going out to the players. They don't just care about their bank account. See, and that's kind of the way to approach this. You know what I'm saying? Is to, make sure that the player fits. The first thing that if I was talking to players, I wouldn't mention money. I wouldn't talk money. All I would do is, like, championship mindset. Like, where are you at from a championship mindset? Because right now, you coming here, I see you as a backup, okay? Because you're a transfer portal guy. I don't care where you're coming from. You're a backup until you can earn a spot. So I want you to understand something, young man. I get it. You caught for 1,000 yards last year. You're a backup, okay? Now, we have position battles starting immediately in springtime, okay? And you can move up, but it's on your merit, okay? And guess what? We're going to start doing performance bonuses, okay, based on your own merit. You catch 1,000 bars, 1,000 yards, I am going to give, you're going to get $50,000 bonus, okay? You make the All-American team, $50,000 bonus. You get your master's degree, right? $100,000 bonus, okay? We want performance-based. So we're going to pay you $100,000 today, but your ending contract by hitting all of these elements, and it's up to you. It's up to you. By the time you leave, it could come out to $1.7 million, okay? But it's up to you. Performance. We want to see it, man. But look, this is where you can get. By the time you're walking out, you can get a $2.1 million contract. But I'm not going to pay you right now because I want to make sure that you can work for it. Because if you're not going to work here, then I don't want you here. Because we want dogs here. You ever heard hungry dogs run faster? Right? I want Clubber Lang guys. I want guys in the lab, right? All right. Let's see. Offensive lineman. Yo, actually, I like the lineman here. Okay. It's just the fact that the guys are young, like really young. And look, I mean, look at this. Who's the oldest guy here? I don't know. I like the offensive line. It's just young, like super, super young. And see, Egypt, you're right, bro. You got players like Clubber Lang. You're straight. Hey, Nicholas. I think it allows you to just be a sponsor for one or the other. So thank you so much for your consideration. I appreciate it, man. But it's kind of like just a bunch of young cats, right, in there. All right. Let's see. Here's a defensive lineman. How are we feeling about the defensive lineman, fam? It took me a while. I finally like compiled the graphics. I know I've been saying I've been get the defense taken care of. Finally get the defensive graphics up. I still need to make the special teams graphic, but here we're at. Like here's where we are at this point in time for the defense. So Jeremiah Beeman, he went out last year with the leg, so he'll be back. Edric Hill, Isaiah Faga, and Boomois, London Simmons, right? Actually, I mean, you got some guys. I mean, the new addition right here should be nice, right? Devin Tompkins over here. And then what I did was yes. And if you're just coming in, yeah, you're right. Shady. Texas just flipped Hollywood Smothers, and they got Cam Coleman as well. Yeah. So big day for Texas. Yeah, and different people like pop in at different times, so it's all good. Yeah. But that happened a little bit ago. It's okay. Look, people come in at different times. It's totally okay. Let's see what else we got. I'm gonna show you the bandit position next, and I want to ask you on the bandit position, um, what you guys think, because this might be another area that we need to go after, right? So remember, you had Keon Keeley who bounced out. So now, I mean, I don't know. I haven't heard a word on this cat right here. I loved his highlight tape, but I don't know. I really haven't seen him. And then you signed. I would imagine that Nolan Wilson plays Bandit. We good here? How are we feeling about the Bandit position? We okay? Wow. Chris says, fun fact. Wow, this is crazy. Bring this to the board. Fun fact: the NFL averages 400 to 600 free agents. College football has 5,000. We'll round up. That's wild. Yo, that is crazy. What's up? I am Zach. Good to see you, bro. Thanks for being here. So you think Javon Campbell out of Kentucky, if he commits, he play Bandit as well? All right. Here's the Wolf position. I see. I think you might need another guy from here too, fam. And I don't know if they've been going after any edge rushers, but depending on the status of Ja Latham, you only really have two guys coming back, right? I think you need another guy here, another vet right here. And to be honest, I know like a lot of the excitement is about Cam Coleman and losing a running back, and yeah, that hurts. But like, you want to talk about a home run, and I know it won't be celebrated as one, but signing this young man, whenever the re-signing comes out, get pumped up about this. Am I right? Do you guys disagree? All right. Here's a look at the linebackers. A lot of detail here. Caleb Woodson, he's in. Caden Jones, they just announced that he signed a contract yesterday, re-signed. QB Reese, Duke Johnson, Luke Metz, Abdul Sanders, Xavier Griffin, right, and Zay Hall. That's your linebacker group right there. Have you guys? I mean, I'm sure you probably even haven't had time to evaluate. I mean, we're not even in spring ball yet, but kind of going on the jump. Yeah, and Seuss World Smothers committed to Texas as well. And don't get mad at the people that are just joining. People come in and out all the time. Smothers, maybe I'll put it out that ticker at the top, but Smothers and Coleman both going to Texas. How are you guys feeling about the linebacker room? And post inside the comment box, which linebacker do you think has a breakout year? Wow, man, it's still kind of reeling over the news, that came in. All right. And let's see. Here's a look at the corners right here. Xavier Brown, Dejon Lee, Chuck McDonald, Jordan Edmonds, Zion Gibson, right? CJ says Duke Johnson. Man, those linebackers look nice, huh? Some of those younger, they're just in development, right? This is a really good question from Matt. Yeah, I don't know. In which position do you think that Xavier Griffin plays? You think, I mean, ooh, Caden Jones, that might be an interesting one. I like that. Yo, the corners are fire, right? This is our best group right here, 100%. I mean, this is an absolute stellar crew. Yeah, 10 out of 10. And you got Jordan Edmonds just came in as well, right? Zion Gibson. I mean, that room is loaded. And then the other thing too, fam, is you have your Husky room's good. They just re-signed Red Morgan. And then, depending on what happens with Drake or Patrick, and that's up to Coach Kalen DeBoer, you have him. And he looked nice when he was playing, right? Played fast. He's a hard hitter. And then the safety position, we're still waiting on just 3 announcements, fam. Yanze Pierre, Keon Sabb, and Bray Hubbard. Yeah, Dano, what's up, Dano? Good to see you, bro. Where do you think? Okay, so a couple questions that I have here with the safeties. Keon Sabb and Bray Hubbard, are those guys gone? I don't know. We there hasn't been like no announcements about those guys. Um, and you got some young guys coming in too, right? They just added Carmelo over here, and you got Jariah Edwards. Wade's World, are you asking about Caden Jones? Yeah, Caden Jones is returning. Mm-hmm. I think so too, Nicholas. I think Kirkpatrick will be back next season. Jabari Edwards. Who is that? J Twan? I must be. Am I missing someone? Jabari Edwards. Let me see. Oh, Jariah Edwards. Yeah. You're talking about Jariah. Yeah, I have him over here on the far right. Conman is asking about Keon Keeley maybe coming back. I don't know. I think anything is on the table. I would love to get him back, to be honest. I think sometimes, with the statement that Clinton Dix said recently about production, you kind of wonder if it did rub some of those players the wrong way. But maybe he didn't direct it at anyone specific. I think Keon Keeley was about ready to become a fantastic player. And Tonet's asking about Quay Smith. Well, I know they're visiting LSU, Ohio State, and Georgia, right? But I don't know if they've made a commitment yet. Yes, and Justice Haynes went to Georgia Tech. So that's where we're at. So now I'm going to open up the next portion for just some questions, and I'll spotlight it because I know you guys have a lot of questions. So maybe there's something that I can answer, or maybe there's something that you can inform me about. It's all good. I mean, let me get this graphic up, and then we'll ask some questions. Now, I appreciate you guys being here, and I get it. It's kind of a tough blow when you lose these two guys, but that's how it is right now, and we'll move past it as you just saw. You got guys, you do. The team will be good. Are these two players right here going to help you win a national championship? I don't know. I mean, I think they help out, but I don't think that you just win titles because of these two guys. All right, let's see. Questions on the board. You guys have questions? Super chats will get featured immediately. But I appreciate you guys being here, and thank you so much for kicking it. Yeah. Kelby Collins just committed to South Carolina. Yeah, imagine how, imagine our boy D right here, Roll Tide Roll, gets out of church, praying, right? Probably praying for some good news. And you look at your phone, right? You silence your phone for church during this time. Oh, man, I feel bad for you, dog. And you come out and you see that both Smothers and Cam Coleman. I'm sorry, dog. Yeah, but it's true. I know. But you know what? There's an old saying that sometimes, rejection is what? Say it with me, fam. Rejection is what? Can someone finish it out? What is rejection? And not saying that it could be rejection. But they say that rejection is God's protection. So it seemed the whole Hollywood thing seemed weird anyways, right? I have do you all have a good sense of emotional intelligence? I do. I know when something's kind of weird. Ooh, I like that, Anna. Rejection is direction. Ryan Grubb, scaring. Is that a question or is that a statement? Maybe I should have statements instead of questions. See you, Kate. Oh, shoot. Is this for real? Earl Little to Ohio State? Oh, man. Dontero says, so Smothers took more money to be a backup. Well, I think, this is an interesting question right here. I think that they're going to try, the new model is what Indiana is doing because they're featuring those two guys, right? They've been featuring those two running backs all year, and they've been killing. So I think you can feature two running backs, and maybe that's what they're going to try to do with Hollywood and Raleigh. It seems like kind of Hollywood just wants to get paid. Let's see. CJ says, Kyle, we have a Southern saying, everything glitters is not gold. Yeah, that's a good one for sure. Ontario said negotiating with Keon Keeley. Yeah, that makes total sense. Because that one, I was like, he would be a starter here. And sometimes you just have to leave to kind of get, renegotiation. So that one makes a lot of sense, 100%. I could totally see that happening. Kyle, how many tight end coaches do you think we need to handle this? Yeah, you need two or three, right? I mean, we get 15 tight ends. I mean, we're going to need at least 3 coaches. Yeah, and M3 is like, don't we got a 5-star running back? Yeah, Crowell, right? I'm this isn't like trying to walk anyone off the ledge, but I'm like, man, Hollywood looks nice for sure, but we got a good one over here. Yo, Crowell looks ready. He looks ripe. He looks ready to go, right? I mean, maybe is he even 18? Maybe just get him some spring football touches and then let Crowell. What if Crowell crushes it? The other thing is you just got to feed him. Oh, see, this is real talk right here. Miss Kimberly wants to know. This is one of your biggest Alabama fans out there. Is like, what is going on behind the scenes? This is a really good question because I think a lot of people are asking, like, is there? And let me ask you inside the comment box. Let's do a poll. Okay. And I guess the poll direction is there something bigger going on at Bama, or are we just overreacting? Okay, so overreacting, and I'll put overreacting, spoiled, right? We want nice things. We want to, right? Or do you think, all right, so or we'll say, yes, something bigger happening behind the scenes. Like Bama is burning. I'll put that one up, and then I'll put up something up behind the scenes. Oh, bigger problems probably, yeah. Bigger problems the way to put it. Bigger problem behind the closed doors. All right. What is going on right now? All right. There's the poll. Please vote in the poll. How is that not bigger problem? All right, there it is. The official random guy is just like, yo, nothing's going on. It's just Texas has more money than you, period. Yes. So, Byron, what's up, man? From the 205 says, so he enrolled at Bama. Yes. He enrolled at school. That's the crazy thing. How can you enroll in school without signing paperwork? And so far, oh, wow. This is okay. So overreacting spoiled is 36, and a bigger problem is kind of next, 40. Wow. Michael Fortenberry, what's up, man? He says money buys natties. Maybe that's why Texas A&M is polishing their trophy. Yep. Don't sign anyone named Isaiah. Carnival Cruise guy. I haven't seen this name, but I'll write it down. The board has torn apart Alabama, and they're selling it for parts. Yeah, this has been a bumpy January. I'm not gonna lie. You look at the things that have happened. Yeah. Loss in the Rose Bowl. Not the best transfer portal start. And then, kind of this on the same day. But I really want you guys to think about this. Right? And this is kind of some food for thought as, when the dust settles. Like, in terms of, are these guys actually, like, would Hollywood and Cam make, like, an instant impact here at Bama? Like, immediately. Number one, we got to fix the offensive line. Number two, we got to commit to running the ball, right? So, yeah, and Dano, I hate that too. It's like, just be patient. You got to commit to running the football. I think it starts in the trenches. So let's get Ty Haywood in. I think look, the two biggest things to watch, let's sign Haywood and let's sign Yanzi Pierre. Let's sign Keon Keeley. Those three pieces right there, those type of additions, I know it's weird. Those type of additions will be better, in my opinion, than getting Cam and Hollywood. Those guys are great players, seem kind of, bag chasers, but let's get proven defensive players. Keon Keeley is going to be a stud. Yanzi Pierre is already good. Bring in an offensive lineman, you need him, and bring in another veteran offensive lineman. Right? That's kind of how to reframe it. And that's not even like walking it off. Yeah, not getting those guys, it sucks. But I think the offensive line needs pieces to really step forward. Because if you don't get an offensive line, then you can't get the ball to Cam Coleman. And if you don't have an offensive line, you can't run with Hollywood Smothers or Xavier Crowell. And we just have really young guys. So maybe bring in Haywood and another vet or whatever, and we're straight. Tonette's like, develop the players first. And that's kind of an interesting point too, is like, can you develop them? Because 1 year here and then you're gone. Yeah, and I think there's kind of that's why high school recruiting is still relevant in that sense. Like, you just have to be able to evaluate really good, because we got freshmen here that are playing too that are outstanding, like Dejon Lee, Lazier Brooks, London Simmons. We didn't really get to see too much of Keelan Russell, but from what we did, he looked good. But can you? This is going to be the challenge for everybody going forward. Is like, can you develop the players when they're not playing and still keep them here, and keep them from going elsewhere for more money, right? Because it's hard to justify a player that's kind of in development, and where it's easier to pay a player that is performing. Alicia's asking about AK Deer. Yeah, 100%. To be honest, I felt that Hollywood Smothers, his playing style is very similar to AK Deer and to Kevin Riley. I was like, now you have three backs that are kind of similar. He just didn't really play AK Deer, right? Keg is saying, I don't understand why so many left, like Keon Keeley and Quay. Keeley, that's a weird one. I was disappointed in that one. I think with Quay, it might have been that he lost his job to Yanzi Pierre. And in this type of defense, it's going to be hard to figure out how to keep both of them on the field at the same time. And, I think that his relationship with James Smith, that's why those two left. Keon Keeley was weird because he would have been a bona fide starter here, right? Yes, and CJ points out that Georgia Tech is loading up on all the guys, right, from Bama. They got Justice Haynes, the former one, right? He was here, and then he went somewhere else, Michigan. They got Jalen Mbakwe, Ionita. They got Noah Carter, right? I think this happens all the time. Yes, a million percent, Josh. Yep. I'm sick of players using Bama to boost their profile. Yes, 100%. He came in, committed, got a pay rate. 100, bro. 1,000,000%. Egypt, a trillion says, why can't DeBoer go to Saban and ask what he would to coach once a week, get some excitement back into the program? I don't know. I don't know how hands-on Saban is with anything with the program, to be honest. I think he's there. I think he gets paid as kind of like a national brand on TV. But other than that, I don't think that Saban like goes and like helps out with DeBoer with anything. And then Sedarius Love Jesus says, why did Horton leave? I think he left for the bag 1,000,000%. He said that he just came here because he was a friend with Ty Simpson. Got his 8 touchdowns, and he's gonna go get the bag at Texas A&M. Right? You wish says we need a leader like Rolando McClain. Yeah, it'd be nice to have somebody like him, 100%, right? Michael says this, Kyle, Bama was loaded with 5 stars this year and got destroyed by Indiana's 3 stars. Yeah, you got to get guys that like fit the system and are maybe more developed, right? Because one of the things that I keep sleeping on too is that Indiana's team was so much older than Bama's team, older than everybody, right? Yep, Brent Key. Yeah, remember he was here as an offensive line coach. Yeah, he's part of the Saban tree as well. Corn, what's up, man? Thanks for popping in. He says Cam chose Texas. Any news that anyone's landed Bama? Bama's got a couple guys in. It's not the prettiest, additions from the portal. Do you think this hurts on like DeBoer's look, not getting these two guys? I'm kind of explaining you why it might not make sense. You know what I'm saying? But do you think it hurts? This is like another. Do you think this impacts DeBoer's image too? Yes or no? Do you think not landing Coleman, the number one guy, do you think this whole thing with Smothers, do you think it impacts DeBoer's image? Dead serious. Like this is like another thing to him. I, to be honest, I kind of think it does. And this is probably even more true. Is like what we're talking about. See, because this is exactly how I think people see it. Is just as I said, you have pieces, and it might not make sense to spend all that cash on these two guys where you need to sign, the guys that they're signing. But I think people associate it with this, that DeBoer is even losing in the portal, right? I think that's how they view it. I think it certainly has an impact on him, but I'm telling you, it's like it. I don't think that it was worth it to go all in on Cam. I really don't. I think getting offense. The thing that's making me nervous is like I want more offensive linemen. I don't really care about we got receivers, and receivers aren't hard to get. Offensive linemen are. Veterans are hard. So that's kind of where we stand right here is, trying to figure out, who the next guy will be for Bama. Clearly, it's not going to be Cam Coleman. Clearly, it's not going to be, Smothers. And, we kind of go from there. I know it's not what you want to hear, but, you know, that's how it rolls today. So what we're keeping track of is, more prospects that come in Alabama. There's new offers that are rolling out, and we'll keep you posted. I'll probably be live again this evening to take some calls. We got the 49ers taking on the Seahawks here pretty soon, right? 49ers, no, not the Seahawks. Who they playing? 49ers and Eagles. Oh my goodness, the Eagles. What time is that game? And what channel is it on? How come they never tell you what channel the game is on? It's going to be like on some stupid Hulu channel or something like that, right? All right. Oh, it's going to be on Fox. Okay. And what time is it at? I definitely want to watch that game. Yo, it's at 3:30 Central Time. Okay. Maybe we'll do an NFL watch along. You guys down to watch some NFL? Would you come back and do a watch along for the 49ers game? Would you guys be down with that? Cover some news, kick it, watch the game. Yeah, maybe we'll do that. You guys want to come back at 3:30? I'm gonna go make myself some food and then come back. 3:30 we go. We just watch it together. Would you guys be open to that for a watch along? Do some calls, take some calls. You guys good? All right. So the place and time. 3:30 we'll do the Eagles Niners watch along. All right. And we'll probably take some calls as well at that point. Okay. Let's do one last question from our boy Chadley. Chadley, what's up, man? It's good to see you. I haven't seen you in a minute, man. Hope all is well. My question, why do we not get like AJ McCarron as a coach, former player fan, someone loves him players? Yeah, a lot of people, you know what? I have seen more and more people calling from the past, right? I've seen people, like bring back, most everybody wants. Jeremy Pruitt is like the number one guy. Like, I think if Coach Kalen DeBoer was to like things didn't go well, people would want Pruitt to like take over the program. And I think it's because like the hit list is Pruitt, Cochran, Bo Davis we hear, AJ McCarron starting to come up more, and then anybody else. And I think what's happening is Bama fans are getting nervous that the stability is kind of shaky, and they know, and I think fans know that you can't get rid of you can't get Saban back. So anyone from Saban will be like Saban being here, right? I just don't know if it's realistic in that sense. But maybe a lot of people have been calling for Pruitt. It might get so overwhelming that people are asking for Pruitt that Greg Byrne might have no other choice but to like go to DeBoer and be like, yo, we need somebody in here. Bring on Pruitt as a defensive advisor. You could do that, right? All right, fam. So we got a watch along coming up. We'll go over some more news, and we'll take some calls at that point as well. Let's let this kind of sit down. Things are, like, really hot right now. Let it cool off. I'm going to have some lunch, and then we'll be back at 3:30. We'll do the 49ers and Eagles watch along right here on Bama Football on YouTube. I appreciate you guys being here. News as it happens right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Thanks for watching this breaking video update for our Sunday show. See you in a few hours right here on Bama Football.